You all ready to join me today in our trip to outer space?
Yeah.
Albert Shivers.
The Matrix doesn't happen.
That's very true.
Come along quietly or not.
Goodbye, Whips.
As I was about to try to bribe
From Albert
the
Shivers.
mistress of the fading light,
They don't have to like it.
they're trying to put a caravan.
The general concept is that creativity flourishes in an atmosphere of freedom.
Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Planet Shivers podcast. I am, as I've always been, Albert Shivers, and I'm really excited to share this episode with you. This is our last episode of 2023, and I really couldn't pick a better group of guys to see the year out with. Get Stefan back on the show, Isaac's back on the show, and Stefan brought one of his buddies with him, Austin, who was a great addition to our little round table that we had and the conversations that we had. I really had a lot of fun. I always have fun sitting down with Stefan and Isaac, and Stefan has brought some great people along with him over the years. I feel like at this point, Isaac and Stefan are my most recurring guests, and I don't think I'd want to have it any other way. It was a great year for the podcast. We had a lot of big episodes, a lot of cool people on, and I got big plans for 2024. This little ragtag podcast is just going to keep on chugging along, and not to go down and go off on a tangent here, but I've been approached over the years about expanding it in this direction, expanding it in that direction, and it's all well and good. But I do like keeping this thing small, keeping it right around the table. I want you all to feel like you're sitting at the table with us. That was my goal from the very beginning. And these kind of episodes where it's just conversation, loose and fun, these are my kind of episodes. So I hope you enjoy this one too. We got serious topics, we got funny topics, we cover everything we could think of to close out the year. And Stefan and Isaac and Austin, they're all going to be back soon. So this is not the last you're going to hear of all four of us together. And I'm honestly looking forward to the next one already. So I don't want to hold you up anymore. I hope you enjoy this episode. I hope everybody had a good holiday season. And I wish you all the best for the next year coming. Enjoy the episode right after this brief message. Come and eat at Alberta's Pizzeria, the only place for authentic Italian Jewish cuisine, home of the only Grandma Yetta pie, the best kosher pie this side of the Wailing Wall. Plus, we cater birthdays, sweet 16, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, baptisms for the goys, and we offer free sausage topping for any bris. Alberta's Pizzeria. Pizza you'll want to eat everywhere.
Ladies and gents. So please, just to be informed about. And thank you so much.
Like the current relationship between like men and women.
Okay.
I have to, bro. Like, I've been talking about this shit for so long, and like how social media is really fucking up relationship, and more or less, I don't want to go based off just like all women, but like I feel like it's messing up the idea of a woman. I mean, y'all might disagree.
Okay. Well, I can sense where you're going with it. So.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm so used to you smoking, bro.
Yeah, everyone's different. It's like medicine for some people, other people it's not.
Bro, that's really what it is for me. That's why it's like, yo, if it was really like harmful for me, I'd be like, nah. But it really does something for me. You know what I mean? Why would I stop something that helps me out?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
I'm with whatever though. Talking about whatever though, bro.
Well, yeah, well, we'll start with yours. Let's go.
Oh, it's recording now? Oh shit. Well, basically, this is my man Oz, and You know, I'll be filing and talking to Austin about like things that happen in my life in terms of relationships all the time. And I'll be telling him how like basically how I feel relationships and shit are going right now, right? Like, so for instance, if you go on a dating site, have you ever been on a dating site? Like a dating app, like Facebook, Tinder, shit? And if you go and see how women are in general, just of like their bios, they be like, yeah, I need a man that's 6 foot. I need a man that makes $100,000. I need a man that this and that. And it's like, that woman's not even in shape. And I know that might seem crazy, but to me, if you're not in shape, you can't be saying that you want this and that. Does that make sense? Not saying that people don't matter as a get on this, right?
Yeah, I'm alright.
But I just feel like a man doesn't look at a woman like that. A man doesn't go, well, she has money, so let me talk to her. You know what I mean? Or, oh, a man could look. You could be pretty or just have like a nice personality, and you could be working at McDonald's, and a man would be like, that's wifey material right there. Like, am I wrong?
No.
That happens.
Because at the core of it, men, so to go off of what you're saying about what's in somebody's bio, men are typically, traditionally, the suppliers, whereas it's the role of the woman to look for the man who can supply.
Exactly.
If you go like way back down to the basics of how things
of how relationships started, and that's my point. It's like, if that's the case, right? If you're looking for a man to do this and that, how is it that you think that you have a choice? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's to say that the man that you're looking for is over 6 feet? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're overlooking somebody that you could be possibly fucking with. Like, you know what I mean? But the fact that he's 6 feet or he's fucking got to be making 6 figures is crazy to me. Like, what is that? To me, what does that accomplish? Are you going into this looking for a relationship, or are you going into this looking for something? And I told him the other day, after you turn 25, women no longer look for love, they look for something.
Yeah, you gotta be the provider at that point.
Am I wrong? Like, they don't, like when you're 18 and you're 17, women are infatuated with you. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, I love him. He's the greatest. His parents don't come from much, but you know what I mean? I fuck with him. When you're 25, oh, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have a car, and he's not doing this. It's like, what are you good for?
Pretty much, yeah.
So in your scenario, we're saying that both people are 25. Like, you're saying a 25-year-old woman.
Okay.
Same age.
Yeah. Because I'm saying, when you're 18, you know, we've all had relationships in high school. It's like, you really feel like a different type of love towards if you go into being a grown-up. I know if I go out on a date with someone, a woman is going to expect me to pay for the dinner. She's going to expect me to have a nice car. You know what I mean? She's going to expect me to have a nice house. She's going to expect me to open up the doors. Like, there's endless lists for what men have to do to be in a relationship. And I feel like the list for what women have or need for a man is very short.
Yeah. I feel like, just some dudes, a lot of dudes are like wondering what is on the table for them in that case, you know? Like, it's one thing if a chick's making like 6 figures a year, and it makes sense, like, they'd want someone, you know, that, you know, who's not a deadbeat, but yeah, it's like, it seems pretty polarized or unbalanced, you know, where, you know, which side of the force gets to choose, you know, how it works out.
Yeah, but the problem is, I feel that it's more or less, it's always the woman has choices and the man is left with like, well, if I want to have a family, I just got to deal with how this woman acts.
Seems like it, right? It should be pretty, you know, like.
There should be a balance, like, you know what I mean?
you focus on each other's strengths and understand the weaknesses, and work with it.
And not to be biased about like time and shit, but like we all from the 90s and shit, 80s, 90s. Like even in the 90s, like I feel like even the way they portray movies and the way they portray women, like women weren't acting like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like women weren't doing any of that. They weren't dressing crazy. They were wearing turtleneck and boots. Like they were chilling. Like, you know what I mean? Like sex appeal was totally different. And now if you go to ESU, bro, I work at ESU and I'm not even lying to you. These girls are dead ass going to class with pajamas and no bras and just chilling. And I'm like, wow. That must be nice.
Changing, yeah. I mean, it's probably, I'm not going to weigh out some type of social engineering going on. Or like, something.
You can speak the obvious. It is. It's so.
Yeah,
social media
it's changing rapidly.
Yeah. Social media has redesigned how women and men think when it comes to relationship, right? Mm. Like, a woman goes online, she's on Instagram, and say it's Valentine's comes around. And she'll see like one of the celebrities get a fucking gift that's astronomically crazy that no one regularly is going to get a gift like that. Mm-hmm. And they'll say something like, well, if I'm not getting no type of treatment like that, then I don't want it.
Right. Yeah.
This is like, what?
Get to be realistic.
Let me flip it around for a second.
Flip it.
Think about how many. Now, if Instagram, which is smart enough to know what we're into, so it's smart enough to know that each one of us are male. How many fake messages? Yeah. How many fake messages do we get from spam accounts of a woman who they know what you're into?
Facts.
They know what you're into.
You said like it's like on some scam shit though.
Not only that, but not only the thoughts who are having whole accounts just showing their bodies. Mm-hmm. Whereas, could that be polluting men, not the present company excluded, could that be polluting men to their ideals, too? The same way a woman sees an expensive ring, expensive car come their way, is it the same thing on the reverse?
In terms of body, in terms of a man seeing a woman's body?
Yeah. Are each of them, is it promoting
I will say this
expectations
I will say
that
this.
Nobody could reach?
I don't have Instagram, right? Like I have an Instagram, but I don't have like the app.
Okay.
There are times where I log in just to keep in tune with the world. And I can tell you this. I can contest to this and I can fucking download the app right now. I can go on search in Instagram and it will be nothing but a bunch of females half naked. I can promise you this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what that says to me is, right? No, I promise
it is.
Right? So I can promise you that he's right. It is social engineering, right? But it's to a way where it's like it's keeping the men guessing, and it's also keeping the women thinking that they have to do things like OnlyFans and shit like that, right? Because realistically, what happens is, right, you get a mom and a dad, and say the dad works and the mom stays at home with the kids all day, right? Well, the dad works and he's always busy, and then when he comes home, he has to deal with the kids and the wife, and he has to deal with all these things, and he's tired, and he just doesn't want to deal with it. Well, the woman stays at home with her kids, and she has to deal with her kids all the time, and then has to dealing with his shit, and it's like, then there comes this thing called Instagram, right? Where a man could just be scrolling all day, and what he's going to see in his search box? A whole bunch of fucking naked women, right? Well, he doesn't have to be home till 4. Now he can go do such and such. Where this woman is going through Instagram and she's tired of her man and feel like her man is boring. Now she can go through Instagram and do this and that. Now we have two people that started off faithful and loyal. Now they just are confused and don't know what to do, but they have kids and obligations together.
Yeah. And their kids automatically grow up thinking this is the most important thing. Because,
and they get tablets immediately. Like, you know what I mean? There's, when we back in the days, there was no tablets. If you go to a restaurant, it's either silent or you're talking to your family. You know what I'm saying? Or you're doing, they have the crossword puzzles for the kids and shit like that. Like, developing your social skills. Now, you get a tablet for the child and it's like, all right, He'll shut up. Here, just give him a tablet.
Yeah.
Oh, and if the tablet is dead, you got a problem.
Oh yeah.
What is the solution? Because this is bigger and feel like
Right.
yeah, what is the solution? Because this is a problem, like a pivotal problem for mankind. Well, I would say the West, because the East doesn't deal with this. The East has no problem issues with this. What is the solution for the West? Would you say clip social media?
I would
Would you
say
say regulate social
it would
media?
sure help.
Highly regulate social media.
I would say this.
What is the solution?
The solution is this. I'll put it in measurements of this, right? Like, I had Instagram and I was feeling like this uneasy feeling like someone was eyeing me. Like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be thinking of something and the things that I'm thinking or saying or having a conversation with somebody is popping up. Like, what is going on? Like,
all the time.
things like that started to make me realize, and I was like, damn, let me get off social media because this is not who I am and I've never been this person, right?
Right.
I was just trying to fit in society because society is pushing this movement that you have to be a part of, right? When I got away from that, you know what I did? I got myself a job. I got myself a good job, and then I went back to school, and now I'm about to finish my degree. In 2 years, I did that with no Instagram. So I would say the solution is
Eradicate social media.
to throw your phone as far as you can. No bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say. I mean, a smartphone is like that's a tool. I would say that's a needed tool.
A smartphone is only a tool for someone that is smart.
I'll tell you this: if you
can learn anything from your phone.
A smart
it's true, but they don't.
phone is only a tool for someone that is smart.
It's
right?
like a hammer. That
Yeah,
can,
that's if you. How you
Like these
how
motherfuckers that's on
utilization.
TikToks and all this shit. These motherfuckers are very, very, very smart. You know why? Because they understand the savviness of the internet and how it works and how to take pictures and how to cut and all these things. Like, I had to go to school for that. I had to go to I had to go to school for that. I mean, you just helped me with a project last semester. I had to go to school for that. These motherfuckers already know. But this is the thing about life, and I'm learning this. Just because you take a shortcut doesn't mean that you're going to get to the finish line faster. Right? So you can take a shortcut that's just forever going this way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you just go down your path, it's going straight. It might be a little bumpy or whatever, but you're going to get there eventually.
You're gonna get there, and like,
But if
not
you
to
take
sound
that-
cliche, you're gonna learn lessons along the way.
That's the point. See, I think the problem is people don't want to learn lessons. So I'm having this issue with women where I'm a good guy, you know. I'm having this issue with women where they put all these problems on me, right? And then they just leave.
the baggage claim.
No, be serious. They put all these problems on me like, oh, I'm a big father this, or I got a problem here. And then they're like, well, I can't deal with both of these problems. Fuck it. You take this, and I'm going to run this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're just looking for like an exorcism or some kind of target. For their,
Like, so that right there is the problem. Like, for some way, and this is crazy, it's like, you guys, you know, OnlyFans and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. That right there is what I think fucked up. That was it.
Yeah, but these things will never leave. These things, I think, will now.
Oh, they're never gonna leave.
They won't forever be. So you need a contingency plan because clipping social media, I don't think that'll happen. I think people are addicted to the point of no return.
They're not addicted to the social media. They're addicted
to the dopamine rush.
They're addicted to thinking that they're a part of society, right? Yeah. When people are on social media, they think they're a part of society. Like, oh yeah, that black man doing it. Like, it's like, but in real life, reality, a black man would never open a door for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like they think that they're part of the community because it's like, oh damn, well Isaac got Jordans on, Austin got Jordans on, he got Jordans on. If I don't have Jordans on, I must be out of the loop. I must not be cool. I must not be understanding. So I have to go get Jordans.
And now, the more it gets in bed with corporatization,
It makes me want to throw up.
you know,
Like, this is
Like,
my man, right? Austin puts me on.
Individualism was up.
Austin puts me on to a lot of learning about ingredients and supplements and shit. So me and him going to Giant and shit, right? And I'm like, I usually get like frozen pizza because I'm an easy guy. I just throw some shit in the oven and be cool. Okay. And one time me and him looking, and I'm just really into looking at ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
and it says bioengineered foods.
Yeah.
So I seen it on one thing. I'm like, all right, one thing is fine.
But then you start knowing.
Yo, me and this motherfucker meet up in the aisle. I said, there's no way. He said, what? I said, yo, this shit is on everything, bro. Mm-hmm. No, it's if you go in the Giant right now and you go look at everything that's frozen or everything that's on the counter in terms of like Hostess and things like that, it all says bioengineered, bro.
But it's been like that for a minute.
It's been like that for years.
I would say decades.
Right? But there's a difference when it's blatantly in your face. Like, I'd rather be blatantly in your face, but it's just a different shocker when it's blatantly in your face. Like, you know what I mean? Someone could say, nah, bruh. This water that we drink in the tap water is phenomenal. You do your own test at home and see that the tap water is horrible.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, where do I go from here?
That's
like,
the thing, is like, what can you do? There's nothing most people can't do. Most people won't do it. But you're going to start distilling your own water? Most people not doing that.
It's true.
You think most people hunting? Doubt it. You think most people growing their own food? Super doubt it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they could throw it in your face. They can say, we make lab, whatever. They can say whatever to you. People are still going to buy it because of convenience.
It's a good point. It's horribly well orchestrated.
We're dumbed down to a point. As you know what I'm saying? Like, docile to I would say most, not all, most. Dumbed down to a point of like, I mean, I wouldn't say no return. But
there's often times that I walk and I'm like, nah, I really think I'm walking on Mars, son. Because I just don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I just don't get what's going on. Like, I just don't get...
It's possible that, I don't know, it could be that there's just an unstable amount of humans on the planet, which may or may not be, because, just biomass of humanity in one place. I don't know how big it would be, but I mean, the means of sustaining this many people is very delicate and artificial, and, so, I'm sure there's long-term steps being made to, like, sort of,
bring people
pull
back
a little bit, instill values and, like, programs that away from, like, the sort of nuclear family thing, taking away from these, like, values of a strong, united kind of people or nation on a global level.
So what you're saying is, you think that if someone came in, like some type of militia, and just took over America?
Well,
that's what it sounds like.
I mean, I don't know. We're still following laws that are like thousands of years old. There's like there are contingency plans for certain things, and I'm sure we're not really clued in on them, obviously. But it's like my friend Tom. He walks around with a hammer hanging around his neck all day. I just wanted to say about the phones too. A tool can be used to build a house or destroy a house. It's like double-edged sword sort of thing. So it's like we do have this like that. It's literally like it's magic that we're using. It's like a cult. We're enslaving energy and electrons to
direct this energy,
transmit information. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like owned and operated and sold by these like
corporations,
MK kind of because like I mean I've done this thing where like I experiment with just monochrome, like no colors on the screen, and it's like it's very difficult to use without like color like recognition and stuff, and it makes it almost like very unpleasant, but
that's why I never like on my phone I never use like the screen, I would say color hue whatever that's like automatically set to your phone. I always try to re-educate my eyes, my brain, basically everything.
Even like the apps or the colors of the apps, it's like, oh wow, I'm actually looking for what that word is. I'm not just seeing Instagram as that pink and orange blob. I'm like, wait, what is going on actually? So it's really clever little.
Man, that's scary, bro.
I'm saying that you can see and learn anything. And
do you think everything? I mean, I know what your answer is going to be. You think everything is meant right now and programmed for us to be at this point? Does that make sense?
I would say to detach you from nature.
Or just
just to detach you from nature at its apex.
Natural law and like the power of the individual and like the the divinity of one, and then if everyone realizes that, then it's like each person is empowered to a higher level, which a very small amount of people probably don't want.
Right.
You know,
I think
slipping away. You know, the grip is.
I think that that's a good point. I think that, you know, everything that has led from when we were born to now was put in perfect place. And I feel like it was all designed to be in perfect motion and right where they want us to be. And I think their job is to break away from the actual natural of life and make it on some futuristic shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that's like kind of what the realization is at this point, like, you know, machines, I think, what is this, like the fifth industrial revolution, as they're calling it? I don't know. It's the point where the human being, the value of a human being has been surpassed by the value of a machine, you know? Like, we're kind of sort of maybe approaching that point slowly, so I don't know, that's probably where the archetype of like cattle comes in, how we're just, you know, sort of dead weight.
So you think we're battling the evolution of technology?
Yes and no. I mean, it's all just an expression of who and what we are. You know, it's like the battle is present everywhere. You know,
Right,
like
right.
it's how just a person feels about it and sees how it's affecting them, and you know, what matters most is, you know, their, you know,
outtake of it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. You won't do anything bickering over it or just like worrying about it and just praying for something bad to happen.
You gotta find a solution.
Exactly. So
Right.
I try to
or die trying.
I know, right? Free or die. No, but I mean, I try to do it. You know, they definitely, and where we're at in Barrett, they definitely upped up the chemicals in the water. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
The last few years.
Because I'm just
It's
saying,
a lot different. So we go to springs and stuff now, and
the changes in people are just so drastic.
Oh, it's night and day.
Like,
Yep.
whatever's going on, whatever we're consuming, it's making men more feminine
Yeah.
and women more masculine.
and they're cutting off the last the old world generation is being
And-
slowly picked off, and then now it's our parents that, you know, that then it'll just be us, and yeah, it's like strategically through decades weakening the
actual
generational.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
So-
as long as you can realize, like, hey, there's people that don't want you to be healthy, live long, collect social securities and pensions, and, you know, produce more humans, and you just gotta be aware of that, and, you know, do things to, you know, guard and protect and secure your bloodline, you know, because I think maybe that's the wrong, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
No. It's coming down to that point.
You know, they're trying to, I don't know.
You know, I was having a conversation with somebody, and I was like, I don't know who this was, and I was like, I was watching Men in Black the other day, and I feel like that I was Will Smith, and you know when Will Smith, like, is chasing the one dude in the beginning, and he's like, what is this dude? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
This
yeah,
dude's
yeah,
jumping around.
Yo, jumping around doing this shit.
Yeah.
And then he gets,
blink weird.
and then
You get to the roof.
he gets released into this world after seeing this. He sees now everybody is like that.
That's how it is,
yo,
man.
I could not make this up. I literally feel like I'm walking around and I'm finding out that the majority of people that we live with are aliens. You know what I mean? And not the smart kind that are developing shit. I'm like, just like the kind that just like have no being. They're just there, just to be there.
NPCs.
Yeah, just like there,
It's
just to
sad.
be there. It's but I gotta tell him, there's this window open right now. I keep saying this shit that we're like everybody's hypnotized right now, and like there's still like that window of success if you just go for that target of what you want, and you can capitalize on that, because no one's going after it. Everyone's like minimalized. Everybody's like, okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go on my phone. I'm gonna go to work. And I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and I'm going to go back on my phone.
You said wake up and go on your phone? That's dangerous.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I was just thinking about that because what's our alarm clock now? Most people use their phones as
Yeah,
the
there is
alarm
no
clock,
alarm clock.
and
I
you
have two
and
alarm
you automatically
I know.
yeah, because you're it's already in your hand. You're like, man, and all
But see,
you know.
Look at the reels.
I'll be
That's
honest.
how you
I'll be
check
honest
out
with
the
you.
reels now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you though. That thing goes back to a tool for me, because it's like Why do I have to go get an alarm clock when I got an alarm clock right there? That's that's just to me.
And
I mean, it runs.
That are so obsessed with social media that they won't even be having a conversation like us. We're having a regular conversation. They wouldn't be having a conversation about shit. They'll be having a conversation about what's on their phone.
Look at this screen.
Oh, look at this person. I had a conversation with one person, and I said, "Yeah, this person's a fucking idiot." And they were like,
it's a common. Yeah,
they were like, well, they're rich. I said, what? So they're okay. It's okay to be an idiot because you have money. I think the idea of money is also getting out of hand. I think because people think that people have a lot of money, that means that they're smart and they know what's going on.
Or happy.
Yeah, or smart or happy. I think that's what it is. And I think that's what they're getting misconstrued. And people are like, regular people are trying to be like celebrities and realizing like the celebrities don't even want to be celebrities. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they hate that shit.
They hate it. They come into it and they're like, this is what we... They're really exposed to some shit. Like, that's really on some... I don't even want to talk about it right now.
Yeah, that's like
Dionysian.
They're exposed to the... I don't want to say the reality of life, but I would say like the real harsh reality of life.
They're fucking
idiots.
They're on a leash, man. They don't.
Oh,
they do not have a life. I mean,
absolutely.
They're just images. They're effigies that are puppets. Kind
of. Right.
I mean, it's cliche. That's the truth, though. It's like they're just shipped all over the place, like on a contract to do. They get.
Damn, you call them effigies.
Yeah. That was good.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That was good.
I don't know.
So, I forget what celebrity it was. This celebrity was, it was like boasting to get COVID shot, which is like, if you want to get that, that's perfectly fine. That's everybody's choice. But it's like, if you don't see the gimmick right there,
oh yeah,
what is it like?
Not only it's like they had Big Bird doing it for the kids.
Oh my God, bro! You know, when you think about it, when you're younger, you really don't look at it from that standpoint because you're young. I get it.
Yeah.
But then you got to think about when you're older, and you think about the people that were older at that time, that were not telling you like, "Yo, this is just this and that." They were just as confused as you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. When a parent is just as confused as a child. That's not even a joke. When a parent is just as confused as a child, that's a problem. I think that's where the main problem goes. I think that's the majority of America. And this is no disrespect to nobody, but I think people are having children and they're not understanding the evolution of life, right? So then when they have children and children are getting older, just as confused as that child, you know what I mean? You need guidance, right? You need someone to teach you how to do this, teach you. Well, if you have somebody in front of you that doesn't know how to do that, well, where do you think that's going to leave that child?
It's a bad way.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like that child is going to be lost. And then if they're in school with a bunch of other kids that are lost, well, there goes our generation. The next generation that's supposed to wipe our ass is lost. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's why everyone in the world now, we got to keep our heads on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is gonna be our kids. They're gonna be the only ones left one day. You know, and they gotta impart whatever we gained from our, you know, which was kind of like the last real batch of motherfuckers. You know, like
exactly.
You know,
yeah.
We were the last batch of real motherfuckers. So I'm gonna be real with you. If I have children, we might get kicked out of America. I'm not even joking around with you. They might go into these schools and really start ripping these teachers apart, and I'm going to applaud them, picking them up with their jackets and ready to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I know that we don't have to be here. I just wanted y'all to see that you.
Yeah.
Let's go to the crib. Let's go learn some shit and go have fun. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think as long, like, you know how, like, our social media is fucking up the grown-ups? I think school's fucking up the kids. That's just my personal being. You know what I mean? I think that...
What's been doing this?
So out of hand.
It has been, but
I mean,
now...
it's created for that.
Yeah.
But now, it's like now that I think about it, right? And I think
It's
about
speed now.
I think
It's
about high school.
exponentially growing.
I think about high school, right? And I'm going to be real with you. There's not one thing in high school that I learned that I'm using to this day.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, because I kind of already knew how to read, and I already kind of knew how to spell and shit. You know what I mean? Obviously, those things got advanced through time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck did I learn? I learned more in junior high school, right? Is that eighth grade or whatever?
Yeah.
Than I did in high school. In junior high, I learned how to cook. I learned how to sew. You know what I'm saying? I learned wood shop. I didn't learn that shit in high school. I mean, you could have took that as an elective or something like that.
You got MCTO type.
Yeah, do something like that. But I never learned it in high school. So that gets to my point, like, what was the point of that?
Mm-hmm.
In those 4 years, had I been with like a student teacher that taught me real things, in those 4 years, I probably could have changed the next 4 years. Because realistically, in 4 years, you go back to doing the same thing you did for 4 years for 2 years because you're going to college.
Yeah.
And they tell you to go do the same shit that you was just doing to do it again. What's the point of that? Why would I not learn 4 years of what I'm supposed to be majoring then just learn 2?
Because school is created for obedience. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's like, okay, he could work in a factory. He could go to war.
It was created. It was created to teach you to be obedient. That's it. Just to teach you to be obedient. You gotta ask somebody to go to the bathroom. You gotta ask if you can leave here. You gotta ask for anything. You gotta be on time. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was strictly
it's training
for obedience.
It's definitely training. Yeah, you know, people. You know, some people allow to be broken, and some people need to be broken and rebuilt. Some people just have to know how to
go through the system.
Their way.
Right. That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, if you pay into it, you know, in the higher levels, like, there's definitely an education there, but it's only worth it if you come from that caste, you know.
So I was just going to say, like,
but then it's like the education you learn in, most of that shit is half truths and lies. So it's like,
true.
You're paying to be lied
well, I
to.
do believe.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true. You get paid to be the
or half truths and shit like
this is going to get a lot of people
fallacies
that do
and
this.
Bullshit.
But, you know, nursing, right? I had a chance to work in the ER. I was doing housekeeping, right? And I listened to the nurses and how they talk. And nurses, I would never, if I had a daughter, I would never tell my daughter or my son to be a nurse or any in the field. They're so stressed out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Their hours that they have to do is so... Could you imagine having to work 12 hours off no sleep and you gotta save people?
Yeah, you gotta do it.
How does that work? What does that makes no sense, right? And then I would hear the nurses talk about like COVID was happening, and there was a point where everybody had to get the COVID shot to work in the hospital, and all the nurses were quitting because it was like,
fuck you.
Yeah, but it's funny. You're a nurse. Why are you quitting? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be what you're doing.
You're strong.
Well, that's the first bit of radar that you
Yep.
Like when you realize the people in it are not willing to be a part of it.
Buying in.
And they're in it. They're in medicine, and they are that against it that they'll just throw the job away.
I had a homegirl, and she works in a pharmaceutical. She became a pharmacist, right? And we got into an argument because I was telling her these things about like vaccines and just health. And she took it, like, she got so defensive, and she took it as if I was going at her for taking those 8 years of school.
That's exactly
right?
What it was.
But this is what I told her. I said, what's funny is you're getting upset with me. Why aren't you getting upset with the people that
with the
taught
professors?
you
With your professors?
Yeah.
She had no answer.
Because you can't do that language.
Yeah. I said, you're getting upset with me, but I never taught you this. Because had you came to me, I would have told you from the beginning that it's a bunch of BS.
That's that obedience, bro.
Yes,
that's
two birds,
obedience.
man. I mean, what's in the magic juice? You know, that's a whole other problem.
Right.
But it's the fact that it really just added to the divide between, you know, people. Again, socially, like how we interact with our fellow, you know, just human. It's been made pretty difficult, you know, and I think there's reasons for that.
It's almost non-existent. Like stranger face-to-face interaction. Strangers.
We've been trained.
That's virtually non-existent.
You're a weirdo if you just
yeah.
like get the fuck away.
Well, I think that's
But
just
like, hey, how's your day? Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? That shit is gone.
well. This is kind of how the world works too. So like, you know, most people I hang out with think I'm weird, right? Which is crazy. These are my peoples though, but they think I'm weird from the way I dress to the things that I listen to, right? But it's only like a certain amount of people that find me weird. Now, if you go out into the real world, majority of people would just be like, what's weird about it? But the fact that they're confined in this space just around them, that makes the majority.
That echo chamber.
That's how life is. And that's at a bigger scale. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, you can get bigger scale, but that's just how life is. I could say jazz is some of the greatest music ever, and we can all pretty much agree here. I can go say that there and then be like, this guy's weird.
Oh, yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? Now, the fact that the majority of people think that I'm weird because I like jazz, now anybody that's coming up, they're going to see that everybody's saying that they're agreeing with that majority. So these people are also going to think I'm weird because that's how majority rules. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I go the opposite. If people go against the way a majority thinks, I can tell right now that the way we are going to operate is not going to be the way you think. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're not going to be the friends the way you think we are. I'm looking at you from a different point of view because I know that you're an alien. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally an alien. Mm-hmm. And I'm Will Smith.
But I fought that jazz battle many a time.
Well, what? You have no idea. People are like, how can you listen to jazz? Like, have you actually really listened to it? Jazz is the only music that no one's saying anything and tells a story. What other music can you have do that? You know what I'm saying? It's not, you just so used to want to listen to words and certain words that it's not appealing to you. Now, you were never trained to listen to instruments. Mm-hmm. The best thing about music is instruments. You know what I'm saying? I listen to rock because of the instruments. Obviously, good songs.
Yeah.
But that's a group that focuses on instruments like percussions and guitars and the bass and all these things that I learned up with music.
Here's the other thing with jazz, though, that like people aren't exposed to it, so they don't know this. So you think about rock and all the subgenres of rock.
Right.
You have metal, you have punk, you have classic rock, alternate rock. All these subgenres. There's that many subgenres of jazz.
There's hip hop jazz. There's relaxed jazz. There's your ass.
But you can't have a music that started in the teens.
Right.
Not go through a bunch of different phases, and every one of those phases could have something that you like.
You know, and I am a real hip hop fan, right? So I was like, you know, I like to listen to instrumentals. So one day I'm on YouTube and I'm just like, is there a hip hop jazz? And there was. And there was a lot of like there was and I'm like, that's how I know something like this is going to keep going for the rest of life, because there's so many things that can appeal from it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, jazz is fire. Jazz is fire.
Like, I think how we exactly said it the last time was music that our parents or grandparents were into, that we still listen to.
Yes.
So, as good as I can remember, so when I was younger, my parents were splitting up, and I spent a lot of time at my grandfather's house and my grandmother. Now, they were old then. Like, it was just the way everybody was born. My mother was the last born. Mm-hmm. So she was their last kid. So they were both born. My grandfather was born in 1909. Mm. My grandmother in 1912. They could have been my other grandparents' parents.
Yeah, wow.
So when I would stay there, they didn't really know what to do with me. They barely had a television that worked, and it was just rabbit ears. Mm. And I didn't want to know from that. So that my grandfather would sit me down with a box of his 78s and a suitcase turntable. And I would just play with his records. And eventually you play with them enough as a kid, you decide you want to put one on and listen to it. And that was like the first seed planted in me then. Duke Ellington, Benny Goodman, the Mills Brothers, Cab Calloway, all those names. And then, like, later on, I just came back to it. And now it's my favorite thing that I listen to.
Right.
But I had to go through things, but then when I came back around to it, it was the right time. And
so
I just dove.
Do you think that's because you like the sound, or do you think that's because of, like, it's from nostalgia?
I think it's both.
Right.
Yeah. There's definitely nostalgia too, especially music that we like one way or the other. Like, there's things I probably wouldn't listen to even more than jazz without the memory that's attached to it.
Right. Ooh, that's it. So I'm going to even go further with that. That's how I feel with the music. Like I love house music, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, growing up, you just, like, I guess that was probably something that you loved, but you just didn't know it yet, right?
Yeah.
So when I got older, I had a friend. She was a female from New Jersey. And we started listening to house music, the same house music. And my mother put me onto house music.
Okay.
And like you said, like, I love that shit now. Like, it's the greatest, to me, it's the greatest music ever. I can listen to house music every day and be perfectly fine. You know what I mean? That genre, nothing else. I could just listen to straight house music. And that goes off to my mother. I think my mother planted the seed for music for me. Because my mother always bought CDs and things like that. And she was always musically in tune. And I always gave her respect for that. Even till to this day.
Yeah.
But that definitely planted a seed to how I view music. But like you said, also going through your trials and errors of music.
Right. Because you pick up on things. Sure. You pick up on things and you go through phases. And some things last. And some things you grow out of. Mm-hmm. Because there's hundreds of different artists I could probably name that I was all about at 14, you know?
Right.
And now you grow and you change and it turns into something.
Well, I'm going to be honest too, bro. I was recently hanging out with a friend, and she's a woman. And we was in the car listening to Taylor Swift, right? And she's a big Taylor Swift fan, like going crazy. And I'm like, Taylor Swift? Like, I listened to Taylor Swift, but it was like, it's just off all the radio or something like this. Mm-hmm. And I promise you this shit. She played legit 5 songs. Mm-hmm. And I knew every single fucking words to every single one of the songs. And I realized that I'm a Taylor Swift fan. Oh, wow. I'm not lying to you, bro. And it's because I feel like, I don't like country music, and that's, hey, I'm sorry.
No, the new stuff is terrible.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it.
It has a short life, you know?
Yeah, this new shit is just like on some weirdo shit. But Taylor Swift is like country/pop.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, would you guys deem her country?
Yes.
Country artist?
Yes.
Would you guys deem her a country?
Yo, if you listen to her songs, it's got a country tempo.
her amalgam of her career. That would deem her
country pop, son. I'm telling you.
In the beginning,
like her in the beginning, it was straight country.
Right.
She had that country tempo, right?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I thought it was the opposite.
No.
Actually. I thought in the beginning she was pop out the gate.
She was making dubstep like a few years ago.
No, she was making commercial shit that was
I thought that was out the gate.
But her albums were on some country shit.
I'd never listened to a Taylor Swift.
Yeah, me
That's
either.
why. So
me either. But me listening to these songs, I had to realize that I didn't listen to her albums, but I listened to the top songs.
Yeah, these are shit you hear in Target and Walmart. And
I'm like, yo, I know 5 of this chick's songs, and they really bop. Yeah. And they're fire. But I just feel like she's the one, she might be the reason why country's bad, because she started the country pop shit, to me.
Well.
There's many culprits,
so,
you know.
Who you think?
Let me jump in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Damn, you don't like Taylor Swift?
No. Well, no. I have nothing. I'm not against or for her. She's dating the NFL guy now. Everybody likes her.
See, you brought that in. I don't give a damn about none of that. Yeah.
Because that feels like...
I started listening to Taylor Swift in 2012. 2013. So I'm telling you.
You're definitely a Taylor Swift.
For sure. For sure. I was working at a sleepaway camp, and they was playing Taylor Swift every day. And I'm like, yo, whoever this is, she's going to have a future in life.
And she is 6 foot. So she'd fit
What?
Yeah, she is type tall. Yeah, she's type tall.
She's 6 feet tall.
Yeah. I only know, I just found this out
Brother,
yesterday.
you good. You're a Taylor Swift fan. I get it.
Pop country. Country really took a nosedive in the 80s. Pop country in general, they're selling out arenas.
Yeah.
Like,
aren't they the highest paid, like, musicians?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're the highest paid musicians. Yeah. Because their artists literally support them. Like, they'll buy their tickets, go to their shows, they'll buy their merch. They'll do shit like that.
Okay.
They literally support them.
Yeah.
Like,
They got a loyal fan base.
Yeah.
Huge.
There's a woman, 2 women right now that are influencing all the women in the world. And those 2 women names are Sexy Red.
She's not influencing all women. Not all women.
Sexy Red and Ice Spice.
They're not all. No. I'm not letting you get that off. I'm not letting you get that off.
Are you serious? Are
Oh,
you serious?
no.
Are you serious? And these women will be like, what? It's catchy. Catchy for who? These motherfuckers are talking about the most raunchy shit ever. What? Well, my daughter likes this.
No. That is, to me, that's like completely like plant program.
But that's what I'm saying. This is, back in our days, were you allowed to listen to certain things?
It's true, I guess.
Now?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. Oh, look at my girl. She. What?
Yeah, that's a product of that programming, I guess.
If my daughter comes home like, Dad, can you put on some Ice Spice? Not only are you on punishment for the rest of your life, but you're no longer allowed to listen to music. You're gonna listen to fucking jazz and fucking R&B for the rest of your life. What are we talking about?
That's all you get.
What are we talking about? And there's nothing wrong with these women. Like, do your thing. Like, this is your choice.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
I fuck with Chris Brown, but am I gonna be like, I want to aspire to be him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Yeah, right.
And I'm only talking about these celebrities because this is how people listen, like think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is how they operate. This is what's popping to them. If you can't talk about anything else, nothing else exists.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean,
only
we
reason
live
why.
where we live. This is the country that we live in, like, in a sense.
But you got to think about those 2 women. I don't know their ages, but I know that they're under 30. Are influencing women that are over 40 and up.
Wow.
What happened to the point where there was an age it was
That
like,
can't-
y'all listen to trash. There's none of that anymore. You know why? Because now grandmothers is trying to get on TikToks, trying to become TikTok famous. Grandmothers.
Right, it's a very good
Like-
marketing tool, and so to speak.
It's amazing.
It's such a
It's
It's a
amazing.
mixed bag, man.
And
I don't
then,
know.
today, like, grandma can be 30 now.
Let me tell you the best
Yeah,
thing.
that's the issue. That's an issue too.
Exactly. Let me tell you the greatest thing ever, bro. I'm in Target, right? This shit, and I'm so high, and I was so happy. I'm in Target, and I'm with someone, and I look over to the left, and it's a mom and her daughter, and they had the phone in the little section or whatever, and they're doing a TikTok.
It's like, oh, there they are.
And in my head, I said, you woke up, put on clothes, and thoughts in my mind, I'm going to go to Target and I'm going to do a TikTok. Or a TikTok somewhere.
Hello, China. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is what you're teaching your daughter.
Yes.
What?
I know, it's...
Friday nights, we all used to watch movies with the family and shit, like eat and shit.
Yeah, totally.
Now we all doing TikTok and...
At least one person's just...
Yeah, you'll see one, but now it's everybody. Everyone. Your daughter is probably in her room on the phone. Son's probably on the video game. Like, you know what I mean?
It's a sad thing. Has
No,
that ever
I don't-
happened?
yeah.
Just where, like, whatever, 3 or 4 people, and you all just... There comes a time where we're all just there, you know? It is like, well, this is actually...
No, when I
weird.
get into places when I see that everyone's on their phone, I just automatically put my phone down. That's how fast I'll realize that shit.
Yeah.
Or if I'm going on Facebook and I'm like, I realize that I'm scrolling way too much, I'll just stop. Like, oh. Yeah. right, like I'm spooked.
Pretty much.
The thing is,
We have the lowest reading levels, lowest mathematical.
No, but the problem is, this is the
All
problem.
that shit.
When it comes to a cancer always finds its way, right? Unfortunately, Kim Kardashian is so powerful, right? that she's influencing.
Yeah, but you don't think there's women in other nations in the East who women in the East look up to?
Name one woman that you know that has.
I don't live in the East.
No.
I don't live in the East.
I can tell you someone on the East Coast that's popular, like Akon. He's from the East Coast. He's popular. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can name someone. You can't tell me one woman on the East that is influential over here.
I'm sorry, you mean like Asia? You're saying like the
I'm saying Eastern Hemisphere, Africa and Asia.
Okay,
Africa and Asia. And I would say Eastern Europe. Yeah, Eastern Europe.
Just not the.
Just not like Central Europe, and then.
Now, obviously, you're gonna have those that know the truth and be like, "I hate America," and you know what I mean. You know, you're gonna know those that have the truth, but we're talking about the majority of women. They love Kim Kardashian, bro. That's like their staple, bro.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I think Beyonce surpassed.
Let me tell you something, bro. I don't give a. You can't say
it's
nothing
just
anymore.
as bad. Honestly.
These women are making money to the point where they're out shouting men, right? Which is perfectly fine. But the problem is, society is doing that shit on purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, damn.
Domestic strife.
If this girl can go and make $1 million, we don't need no men. We gonna. Oh, you still need a man regardless if you're making $1 million or if you have $1. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just like I need a woman regardless if I have $1 million or whether I have $1. You know what I mean? I need a woman to make babies. I want to learn how to cook and do domestic things like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The problem is, OnlyFans, like I said, is what ruined life, bro.
Well, I think OnlyFans was the icing on the cake.
No.
I think it's been going like that for a minute.
I thought
Instagram. Yeah. I think Instagram really started.
Instagram is really,
and then OnlyFans is the one that just like completely just like finished it off.
Instagram is a barbed wire, and OnlyFans is an electric chair.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, OnlyFans is really what ruined the image of a woman.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take.
But OnlyFans wasn't even created for that.
No, I know that. It was created for business.
Yeah, it's created. Yeah.
But of course, us freaks got to change.
Yeah, we live in hypersexual world.
But yeah, OnlyFans definitely. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Because it was just like pretty much free the nipple without freeing the nipple. If I go on Instagram right now, I will show you and go on my search.
Yeah, just joints.
I'm cheating on my wife.
Yeah.
That's my automatic thought. If I was married and I go on Instagram, I'm cheating on my wife. My wife don't look like this. Mm-hmm. And I can go and get that because I make that money. You know what I'm saying? I make that money. I make that money. 2,000?
That's light.
Pull up on me. I'm gonna tell my wife I'm going on vacation.
Yeah,
good.
It's a fact.
There's a lot of obscurations, and distractions laid before us,
Right.
I mean, it's a great thing to even just be aware of that and just realize that, and it is like it's anxiety to like have the weight of all this knowledge, but I mean that's the initiation, so to speak.
This is really not the wave.
I don't think you can fix cognitive dissonance.
Oh,
like people who double down on like stupidity and shit. I don't think there's no fixing that.
That's why people always think the solution is getting famous. And if I was to get a word out, I'm gonna go on this podcast and I start telling the truth, right? Mm-hmm. Only thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna get chastised, bro. And I'm gonna get like, you know what I mean? Who's this dude thinking da? Like, why would I ever want that? That's why I would never want to be known.
I'm saying I have the same thought. I would
never want that.
Fame is a prison, dude.
It
must be.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you, I'm so against that shit. You have no idea, bro. I'm like it took before back in the days. Oh shit.
Thanks, man. Cool.
Before back in the days, I always say this. The police officer was important. The firefighter was the doctors and scientists. These things were like things that you look up to be.
Yeah.
And then it's just like I want to wake up and I want to be TikTok famous. So, what? What?
Good luck.
What?
Get the fuck up.
And it's temporary. It's temporary.
Yeah.
You might get famous, but the only thing. Listen, people's mind works so fast. What's new today is old tomorrow, right?
Yo.
So to keep up with that, you got to keep on doing things that over time is going to burn you out because you're not realizing what you're doing now. But you're going to think, yeah, I got a lot of money, but what the fuck did I do for this money? I was an idiot on camera for this money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did this just for this bread.
Or putting your children on camera for the money.
The exposure for, like, especially not really understanding what's really going on, so you're just exposing that too, and where you live, like right. I'm like the situation that I'm gonna put myself financially. I never want a woman to be like online and taking pictures and be like and post where we're at. Now I'm not even famous. I just still wouldn't want that. Yeah. Because you don't have to be famous for someone to take you out. I could be making 100,000, 150 a year, and it could be someone close to me, like a friend or a cousin, that's like, fuck that shit. Oh, he's over at Pancake House on what you watch. Mm-hmm. I don't have nothing to lose. I'm going to see if he got some money. You know what I'm saying? Take you out. But women don't think like that. They're like, fuck it, we're going out to dinner. This man can take care of me. Mm-hmm. Nah, you're not thinking about the whole picture. Like, yeah, this man take care of you, but you about to collapse the whole situation just by posting some shit for no reason. If I go on vacation, I'm not posting a fucking picture. If I take pictures, it's going to be for me to look. And later down the line, if I want to post a picture and say that I've been here for that's cool. But people are going on vacation and going on live, or people are getting in car accidents, and the first thing that they're doing, the first thing that they're doing, not calling 911, not calling your mother, not calling your loved one, not doing any of that. The first thing they're doing is going on live. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
And that, to me, just goes to show how ingrained it is. If that's the first thing you think of.
The first thing you think of.
Yeah.
Or like, even with man and women, if some outing happened between y'all, arguing on the internet, or arguing with your family on the internet, and y'all live together.
Yeah.
It's the craziest shit ever. You live with this person and you're arguing with them and you have them blocked on social media and you're actually caring about that.
Yep. That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. That's something from a cartoon.
It gets weird in the Black Mirror, man.
I know people I know people that I chill with all the time that have me blocked on the internet.
It's sucks, man. Yeah. It's an extension.
Albert, this is real shit.
Extension,
this is real shit. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. I believe that I live on Mars. Because there's no way. That's fucking alien behavior. That's not human behavior.
What do you think would happen if...
No, can I get one?
The power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Say we go without power for like
it can
6 months.
Most people will die or be.
How long do you give until chaos?
All right, so you ever seen
3 square meals a day away? Shit will be fucking weird. And like,
have you ever seen?
I'm sorry. Look how weird it got just with the thought that might happen with COVID, and we never lost power.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for some reason, we all fixated on one thing.
GPS, they phased out like sense of direction in this last run of us, you know. So it was just and everything. It'd just be chaos. No people growing food, right?
You say you give it a week, before chaos ensues.
Well, the average person doesn't really consider like defending their own. Notch in this world, and like, I can't make my own food. I'm gonna have to take some of his food. Otherwise, my kids are starving. I can't have that. And he's like, I can't have that. So it is. I believe it's just very, very fragile.
You ever see lemon foil in a microwave?
Oh yeah.
Wait, lemon foil?
Like a foil, like aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil. Okay. Sorry, I thought
black,
lemon.
No, that's the black language term. But you ever see that in a microwave?
What the plasma arc, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how people's brains.
That's what that is.
That's exactly what.
Pretty much. Yeah, just crossfire.
That's exactly what happened.
We're trained with these.
Look, you ever see The Purge? People will start purging. I believe in that.
It's possible. I don't think so. I think it depends on where you're at. Like if you were in a very highly populated urban area that is artificially
enhanced, like that's what they do.
Yeah, like if you're in New York City, you'll have a problem.
You're on an island.
You'll have
supplies exactly. Somewhere like this might be a little.
Yeah.
Okay, the majority of people come from that, right?
Out in.
I would say mega cities you'll have a problem. I would say like Philly will have a problem. New York City, Jersey City.
It all depends on us, like how densely populated.
Yeah, because we are close. Yeah.
It's true. Like in the middle.
Do you understand that the majority of people on Earth, their identity is the computer?
Yeah, we're like ingrained.
You do know that, right?
It was the Mr. Musk man. He was saying like how we're.
No, my thing is you think that's your identity.
No, I'm telling you.
No, think
people literally
that's your identity.
They have no identity. Their identity that they form for themselves, like
You're telling me there's zero self-reflection.
You know when a child is a celebrity at a young age and they have to go through the phases of life, and you see them go through the phases of life. That's how people are. They go through the phases of the internet, and that's what is shaping and forming their identity.
Yeah,
right?
but there's
so
no
they're getting their falsehood off identity. So they're getting how we naturally felt as children, getting the endorphins going by playing outside and all these things, and that's what get off our energy and our memory. Their memory is fucking posting pictures and fucking DMing and communicating through the internet and having this falsehood of,
I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying, you feel like shit. Like, I've talked to women that say, "Oh, I'm going through this and this," but will take a sexy picture and post it online. You just told me that you're fucking struggling. Show me a fucking picture that you're struggling. I want to see the face of a struggling woman.
Yeah. I want you on the floor
struggling. Like, I'm so happy. It is
like Cinderella.
It's like our avatar. Yeah, it is our like persona.
You know what I'm saying? It's a mask. It's like
yeah.
And it's like it's not just one mask. Well, I got Twitter. That's a mask.
Yo.
I got Facebook. That's a mask.
It removes all accountability from your.
Now, if you can use
telling me different personalities on different social media.
Well, think about it. On Twitter, you don't ever have to see my face. You can just fucking hear me talk. So I can just like, you're this and this and that. Right? Facebook, you can do certain things. Like, you could just be like on some, I'm all family on Facebook because it's calm, cool, and collective. Look, you can see my family.
You share that identity with your actual person, corporate person. Yeah. So.
Instagram, you can have a whole nother person and be selling your OnlyFans and your husband don't know shit.
It does happen.
And guess what? He or she is chilling in a bed not knowing a thing. And that's the truth of it.
Watching
so
OnlyFans.
All the people that watching them, for sure. All the people that want to get married, think about that. That's a fact.
I think about the power going out sometimes. It'll be fun.
I'm telling you.
If that EMP hits,
it would be amazing.
Or a solar flare. It would be very good for the Earth if we didn't have like all these nuclear plants without enough backup diesel to keep the generators running to get a cold shutdown going. It takes quite a while because that would life would have to wait another 30,000 years to maybe crawl out of the ocean vents it is only really the northern hemisphere, the jet stream we have to worry about, but it would be bad for all of us. There'd be a totally different world.
It'll be a what do they say, apocalypse?
Oh yeah,
that's the real apocalypse.
Just a reset.
I see nothing of the sort ever happening. Ever happening. I think technology-wise, they reached a point in technology that's way beyond most people's comprehension. I would say 95% of comprehension. To the point where it's like, say this place was going to shit, they could fix it like Thanos if they really wanted to.
It's true.
If they really wanted to, I feel like they could fix it like Thanos. To whatever liking they want it to be, because I would say 90% is juiced in. I would say submissive. So
to fix something is to create something.
Well, like wireless power.
That's what you think. What you think higher ups do? They create problems and fix the problems that they created
and make us pay for the solution.
Yeah. And then look like heroes when they fix the problem that they created.
Nice, system and stuff.
They go right to
but to the one.
I ain't gonna speak too much.
It's just always exciting just sitting there and then everything goes black. Like, oh my god, this is it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's back on. Nope. That's fun. But yeah, the Carrington event type stuff, like solar flares and shit. I'm sure they do have buried Faraday cables, but that would, a Class X solar flare hitting whatever side of the planet it hits, it will it's like an EMP wherever there's sunlight, basically, and beyond with the solar wind, So for the common man, it would just be absolute chaos and hell. You'd have to rely 100% on skills outside of the that matrix, which is exciting. It does excite me.
Right.
It's just the logistics.
Just to see who can really.
The triumph and overcome.
Right. Who can really get over the adversity of not having technology? Can you really build? Can you really fucking know how to take water that is dirty and make it?
I say everyone should know.
Yeah, it's only the strong will survive at that point.
Everyone literally
know how to survive.
Yeah.
Well, I
Take
think
care
that's
of
where
yourself.
nature's going to go back to. It's going to get back to a point where nature's going to reset itself.
Power off, it would be really, in the long run, it'd be very good for the planet. Us, maybe not so much. I mean, whatever higher society would climb out of that, I mean, maybe we learn from our mistakes, but history.
But for the planet, it'll be good.
We learn really slow. It seems,
Right.
you know, in this last 13,000 years anyway, you know. But
You think we should be way more advanced than what we are already?
I'm
Or
sure.
you think we are?
I'm sure
It's
we
just-
are. The most of us just aren't.
Oh no, we definitely supposed to be. It's just conflict.
Like
That's
there's
what's holding us back. Human conflict, war and shit like that.
distractions.
Yeah.
You know? Things that keep your just siphons for your energy, which you would otherwise use to better yourself and your environment.
To wrap this up, would you ever date anyone that does OnlyFans?
Just trying to,
I'm trying to tell you.
You gotta be
This
careful with
podcast
words
is
and
not
stuff.
paid for by OnlyFans.
Hell nah.
Depends on whether or not you're co-hosting, I guess. I'm not sure.
Right. That's exactly.
Would you,
Okay.
Austin?
That's my right. Am I in the video? Like if either you're doing it solo, or doing it solo even. Still,
It's basically
like,
this-
that's
it's
still a line.
She
If I'm in
basically-
that shit though, that's basically like me just doing porno.
That's the
And then
question.
it's like-
But it's like she's
That's
not
how
doing
you're-
all that. She's not with somebody.
And
She's
I'm
just
eating off that
doing
shit?
like it's just herself, you know, just regular. This is how I
Oh,
work.
wait, her.
Just chilling, yeah, just sending pictures
And this is assuming she, like, just, you know, like,
How much she making off this?
bread, bro.
She's making. She good?
She's making a
She's
good
like-
300,000.
Oh yeah. What you want to do, Shreddy?
Well, so she's otherwise
I
loyal.
wouldn't-
It's
I
just
don't know.
everyone can see. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. She just,
Okay.
it's basically like me. I'm going to go on a limb and say, hell no, right? But I don't have a problem with them doing it. We probably just wouldn't date. But like, I'm not like insecure about like my woman being online unless you're doing it for certain things. Like if I see that you're really like trying to do it to get other attention, or it's just as like something that you already done, like taking your
Yeah,
model
like
or
I met
something,
you and shit,
and
you
you're like
already
really
done that.
chill, and this is really for work, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. It's just how your demeanor is. Like,
Yeah.
are you for the streets, or are you just fucking showing? Are these for the streets? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to be executive producer.
Yeah, I don't even need no parts. I really don't give a damn. I mean, it really just goes to the person and how real you are. Are you telling the truth?
Yeah.
If you're telling the truth and everything is cool,
Yeah.
then I go based off what I can go based off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with it. Maybe I would date him.
I should hope they'd have, like, maybe one or two higher talents than that, but, I mean, again, if you're successful, I mean...
Yeah,
be
dating
happy.
is one thing. Like, that's
But I will say, if we are dating and I allow you, because I would have to allow you, not like saying that this is what you're going to do. You can do what you want to do. But if you're in a
Right.
relationship, there's certain
I'll clip
things...
that. I'll have to clip that.
I would say, no, I wouldn't clip it. I would just say you would have to at least take care of me. Not like I'm not going to have a job, but like if I want, you know what I mean, some new shoes or something.
I want a new car or some shit.
Yeah. Fuck around with a new Jeep or something. You got to like... we got to compromise here, you know what I mean? Because I know you making bread. I see it. I've seen you only...
I see your subscriber list. Like,
I'm not really the type of person to just be like judgmental, because I don't think like if the person it's all about the person. If the person's a good person and it's just what they do,
It's
it's
like...
what they do.
It's like dating a stripper, but it's less sweaty, and, you know, more or less. I don't know. And, you know, erotic...
I would definitely date somebody with an OnlyFans over a
stripper,
stripper
yeah, that's
for
a
sure.
fact. That's a fact. Strippers be out here getting fucked.
Or that was wild. That was wild. But that was wild. But they it's not even like that. They actually have to be in front of someone.
Oh, okay, not a
OnlyFans,
camera.
you could just
yeah,
be chilling at the crib.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
One of those masks. Like you could just be behind closed doors. This is what I like to do, but this is
Right.
not like when I'm trying to
You're not smelling like 20 guys.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you
Exactly. You're not having pigs. I'm a man, you know what I mean? I don't act like that way, but I've seen men at strip clubs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, it's...
I think if you go to the strip club, you should still treat a woman good.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean... You know,
Or at least according to how they act.
person, yeah.
If they're acting crazy,
they're jerk. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
you ever been to a strip club?
job. Huh?
Have you ever been to a strip club?
I have not. No.
Oh man, it is fucking fantastic. I will tell you, I think you will fuck with it. And if you don't,
you gotta take him to a good one though.
If you don't, you can just get out of there. But it's
at a strip club on a Tuesday.
It's a good experience because like I look at a strip club like it's art. Like
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like these women are.
It's an old thing.
Are brilliant. Like it's just like they look good. Like for the most part, like they keep up with themselves, and it's just like a art form. It's just a little more raunchier.
Thousands of years
people.
old.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like
that's exactly what
back in New York, bro, they used to have movie theaters where you could just go in there and go check like that. That's weird.
Yeah.
That is strange. That's the strange to me. That's the strangest shit ever. But that's just like a modern day strip club. Like it's very easy for a woman to get bored nowadays.
OD.
Because she's constantly getting attention. It's constantly like, damn, come on. She's like, oh my God, I feel wanted. No. You're not wanted. You're accessible now. You know what I'm saying? You have Instagram, you have this. Like, I can actually talk to you at any time.
Different ways.
When we grew up, we had to wait to talk to the person that we like at 9 o'clock at night when no one was on the internet and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Whether it's on AOL or on the phone. And then most of the times you probably staying on the phone for like 4 hours because you debriefing about the whole day.
Yeah.
Now it's like there's no moment of missing someone. So it's like you always know, oh, what are you doing? I'm at the store. Now it's like almost subjective. Oh, what are you doing? Why aren't you telling me like where you going? Like, damn. Yeah. Like you don't like it's automatic. There's no trust.
Communication is key, you know.
Yeah. Communication is key, but it also has to be key at certain moments.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying.
Everything balanced. And,
like throughout the day, I should be able to go throughout my day without being annoyed. Like, what are you doing? Or like, because I know when you're saying what are you doing, it's not really what are you doing. It's like, so what are you doing? You know,
right?
Why are you hitting me up?
You're being fucking annoying.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, OnlyFans. I would
circle back to
OnlyFans. I want to conclude that OnlyFans ruined the image of a woman, and I would date somebody that has an OnlyFans over a stripper any day.
I got offered a job like bouncing for a strip club one time. It was like a really weird scenario, but I ended up not doing it.
You should
because I was thinking about it, but I was like, man, I am totally gonna fall in love with a stripper. Yeah. Ruin my life. I was just, I went somewhere else. I was on a job hunt.
I'm gonna tell you this story. Me and my mains, we went to a strip club. There was a couple of us, and we were getting drunk. And we're at a strip club, and this one stripper, she just eyeing me, and I'm just like, all right, just thinking nothing of it. And it was the end. It was like the end of the night when the strip club was about to close. She came up to me, and she was just like, you know, trying to spit game. And she told me that she really wanted to holler at me, and she didn't want me to spend any money on. Cause she was, I was like, whoa, that's commendable, you know. And then, well, man, just wasted, and he's like, yeah, you should give my man some head in the car. And I'm like, bro, what? She's like, I'm like, nah, even if you with it, why did you do that? Right. Like, I'm not really somebody that really, I wasn't mad at him because it was funny.
I agree, but how dare you?
Yeah. But that shit was funny. The strip club is a fun time. I mean, the strippers are fun people. They live a different lifestyle. They live the nighttime lifestyle. It's a fast life. It's quick money. You know, they live off fast food, diners, and chicken wings from the strip club. You know, food from the strip club is actually really good. That's a fact.
Yeah, you would be eating in that shit.
Oh, probably.
Eating in that bitch.
Me and my boy Josh, we've been in strip clubs and literally ordered full course meals in that joint, like chicken parm sandwiches, wings, chilling. and you're just relaxing, and you just see these women on
Like shaking
stage,
their ass and
cool.
shit.
Yeah. Wow. Like, it's a good time. I'm telling you. Like listen. I'm not saying go there and be cheap, but for the first time, go there and take out $100. Because you gotta remember, you're getting 101, so it looks like a lot of money already. Mm-hmm. So that already gives the appeal. Go there and just chill, and you'll see. You'll be surprised. These women, they don't think how other women think, if that makes sense. You know, they're thinking about other things. Not saying they're always thinking about money. It's just they're not like regular women. Mm-hmm. So if y'all
know themselves more.
Exactly.
Like they know themselves more. Like they're more true to themselves. Like they know I'm a stripper. Exactly. I'm doing this for this, that, and the third. I'm probably paying for school. Or you know what I'm saying?
So if you got a good energy, they're gonna feel that. Like, you know, they're gonna vibe off that. And that's I'm telling you, you'll be so surprised. You'll be so surprised. Like one of the prettiest strippers will come up to you and just start really vibing with you. Be like, wow. And then you'll be like, I love going. That's why people say they love going to take all my money. Yeah, right, exactly. You might as well just take this whole 100. Are we gonna go to Giant? Yeah.
Thank you guys for both coming by. This
is
cool. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime you want to come back.
Tell your Austin's about man,
bro.
No
problem, man. Just let me know. I'll be here. Cool. I live right up the street.
Okay. Cool. Well, there you have it, everybody. Another episode and another year in the books. Here comes 2024. I want to thank Stefan and Austin and Isaac for coming on this episode. Like I said in the beginning, I love having these guys on, and I want to do a lot more with them as the podcast continues to go. We're going to have a lot of fun in 2024, and I'm real appreciative that these three guys came on to end the year off for Planet Shivers podcast, and look forward to the next year. Other than that, you could find all that I'm up to with art and the podcast on Instagram at Albert Shivers and on my website www.albertshivers.com, and you can see what amazing stuff Isaac is up to on Instagram at when_in_zen. Also look up Stefan's deal, Space Civilianaires. He's keeping that rolling, and that's a lot of good stuff. Hoodies, t-shirts, hats, all that stuff. And you will be hearing from us all very soon. Again, hope you guys had a good holidays and Happy New Year. And until next time, and for all the years to come, take care of yourself and take care of somebody else.
Goodbye, wimps.